The following program is a real estate and mortgage show and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Reality Radio 101, its advertisers and sponsors, or its listening audience. Listener discretion is advised. Good evening and welcome to Your Home, Your Money with your hosts Randy and Jackie Rodney right here on Reality Radio 101. To get on board, send us an email. Our email address is yourhomeyourmoney101@gmail.com. And now, right to your hosts of Your Home, Your Money, Randy and Jackie Rodney.
Well, hello there, babes.
Hey.
What's hey mean?
Hey. Hey. It's when you're really tired.
You tired?
I am wiped out. That is definitely for sure.
Wiped out.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
I'm tired. I'm beyond tired. Sorry.
That's what happens when you're working hard. So, you got, it's almost the end of May. Oh, sorry.
Me? What the heck? Where have you
It's
been?
almost the end of October. It's almost Halloween, the end of October.
Halloween's Friday, isn't it?
And, people are listing their homes like crazy right now. So listings are supposed to become
They're
very
selling.
abundant.
At least
Yeah.
our listings have sold. But
Yeah, listings are becoming very abundant now.
Yeah, you know what? Here we got, let's just quickly do what we got on the go right now. We got 1555 Kingston Road, which is a townhouse. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, spacious open concept on the main floor. And the third level is actually a beautiful terrace.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, when we did the photos for this, we did them on, was it Sunday? Yes, Sunday evening. And it was when we had that heavy rainstorm. So I called the photographer, and the guy that does our photos and our videos is the owner of the company. We request that he comes out and does our stuff. And I said to him, I says, oh my goodness, do you want to, when can we cancel and when is the next time we could do it? But he couldn't do it until Wednesday. And I'm like, okay. He's like, well, I'm not going to get there for another hour and a half. Maybe the rain will slow down. And then that night he texts me and he's like, okay, we finished the photos and that. He's like, I think you're going to be really happy with them, even though the weather was so bad. And it was funny because did you not find that the terrace with the rain and the way the sky was, actually, it looked really nice. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of glad that we went ahead because we would have been a little bit behind. Because it takes a while sometimes to get some of the assets back to get on the market. Don't like taking listings live without all the assets back. Assets meaning video,
assets.
Matterport, everything like that, right?
Well, explain what Matterport is, sweetheart. They don't know what Matterport is.
Go ahead then.
So it's
because you're butting in.
No, it's you say video assets and then you say Matterport, like if that means something to the public. So that's all I'm saying.
Oh, it's the floor plan, a 3D floor plan of the house.
Well, there is that. There is a floor plan. They do that. It's also a digital twin of the home, a digital replication of the home, and so people can use it to do a full walkthrough. They can zoom in and look at the baseboards or the ceiling or the light fixture. It gives incredible zooming power on any part of the room, as well as you can move to any part of the house. You can basically virtually walk through the house and double check the features and benefits that you're looking for, as opposed to our photos. It may be taking a one-way look at the room or another way look at the room, but you really can't see maybe some of the features that you're interested in. When it comes to the digital twin, it's a digital replication of the house, and so you can see everything. Same thing with the cinematic video. You can't really zoom in and do any of that fine detail. But you can get a good overview and you can get a good understanding of lifestyle with the cinematic video. However, the digital twin gives you great precision. What is the website for that one? www.
This one, we didn't like the website they gave
It
us.
doesn't matter. Just ask
Yeah,
me
hold
what
on.
it is.
I'm opening up. It's www.1555kingston-114.com. So it's unit 114. But
So
anyway,
that's www.kingston. Can you spell it? Kingston dash unit number, which is 114.com. And so there, if you were to go there, you'll see the complete write-up. You'll see all of the photos. You'll see the cinematic video, which is cinematic video is basically a video that goes like a walkthrough, a generated walkthrough of the property, each of the rooms, as you get a better feel for the home, because it's being done in a logical order, and it has a write-up. And what's kind of special about the write-up voiceover with the video is that these things actually line up. They line up. When it's talking about the kitchen, you're looking at the kitchen. And so you get a slightly better experience than, a lot of the videos that you may see from others, which would be, a photos being stitched together to make a video and zoomed in and out. Or they do a video and it's just music, so there's no explainer there, or voiceover. Or it's a video that does have a voiceover, but the voiceover has nothing to do with the video. We've gone through all these stages throughout my career, and for us it was like, okay, we need to take the next step, and the next step is to be able to have that voiceover that matches the video but is also helping to explain lifestyle for the buyer. And so you can go there and see the cinematic video. You can see as Jackie was talking about, the maps and how the layout of the property. You can also get the write-up. You can visit the 3D digital twin. You can find out information about the area. You can find out information even about the weather, the schools around there, the amenities around there. So all of that is available on the website, because on the Toronto Real Estate Board, which is where majority of realtors list their properties, is extremely limited. And that's why we kind of go outside of the box to create its own website for the house, because there we have unlimited room. We can give you as much information as we have available. However, within the Toronto Real Estate Board, it's very restricted to basically an 8.5 by 11 page of a little bit of writing. They limit the amount of writing. They limit the amount of pictures. There's like next to no videos other than an unbranded little tour. And so we find that, escaping outside of the parameters of the MLS system, we can have a lot more free range to be able to market the home in the best possible way. On top of that, Jack, can I see that book, and then you can do the next one? On top of that, we have for the 2 different magazines that we put out for the homes. One magazine is strictly for inside the home for all of the realtors' clients, where we in a way, it's a little bit less branded. it does say that it's us that has the listing in that. But what we do is we offer their client some special gifts. So we'll offer them. So if they want to change the paint color of that, we get them 40% off at Deluxe Paint. If they need to, when they're moving from their house to this house and need to get rid of some junk, they get $50 off of junk. They can use boxing services and they get a discount on that. They can, if they're buying furniture, they can get discount on the brick. They can get discount on moving trucks and things of that nature if they purchase this home. But really, the biggest thing that we give to the home or the new buyer is we make it a certified home. So a certified home is basically where the seller where all of the appliances, the fridge, the stove, the washer, the dryer, dishwasher, hood range vent, the central air, the furnace, they're all covered for 6 months for any problems that you may have with it, up to $15,000 worth of coverage that we give to the buyer for purchasing the home. So we have these kind of little add-ons that we leave a little note or a booklet for the buyer and the buyer agent to be able to peruse, to know the additional features that we offer with the home, because this is very uncommon. It's not something that you see when you go into homes. First of all, having that much information. One of the things that we believe that this magazine covers is that one of the biggest disconnects in real estate is that the people going through the home really don't know much about the home. The realtor probably hasn't been there before, and even if they have, they don't really know the features and benefits of the home, but now they do with the magazine outlining all of that stuff. So it's not like a 1-pager, 2-pager, a 3-pager, or even a 4-pager that many agents you'll see possibly that they put in the homes. This is actually a full out magazine for the home, all about the features and benefits of that home and buying that home. So we do a magazine for inside the house, and then we do a magazine for, if we're holding an open house, we like to do an invitation for everybody in the neighborhood. One of the stats that really hit me at one point in our career is that 30% of the people, 30% of the people in an area actually move and stay within their own area. So a big reason for that is children don't really, moving them out of their school and moving them away from their friends and things of that nature. A lot of parents don't really want to do that, at least 30% of them. So they're staying within the area, or they've gotten comfortable, they've gotten friends, and they've become comfortable in that neighborhood, so they want to stay in that neighborhood. So because of this statistic, what we do is we flyer the neighborhood either in person, that we hand them out, or through Canada Post, we send them out inviting the neighborhood to the open house to come and see it, whether it's just they're just checking things out, or whether they may have a friend or a loved one who wants to move closer to them into the neighborhood, or they themselves are looking, and so we educate them and bring it front and center in their mind by sending out the booklets in the neighborhood and invite them over. And then we have some fun things at the open house. So for example, my wife will bring some nice treats, stuff that she likes and that she presents them pretty, and has several different kinds of drinks for people who come in. And it's our little reward for coming and, seeing the open house, making it a little bit more of a casual but fun environment. And on top of that, we gather gifts. So we gather gifts so that the people who come there can fill out the ballot, give the seller feedback on what they thought about the home, because one of the most valuable things that homeowners want when they list their home is they want communication. More specifically, when it comes to showings, they want feedback. They want to know what people thought about the home. So we've decided to invest in the open house and invest in the people coming through the open house by flourishing them with potential gifts and having them, if they give feedback, that they get a ballot to win, to be one of the winners for the gifts. So we're doing sort of two goods at once, let's say. One is that we're making it more fun and active and interesting and possibly rewarding for the potential buyer to come through and see the home. And two, and really importantly, probably most importantly, we are attracting a lot more volunteers to give us the feedback, the valuable feedback that we can give to the homeowners, so that they really understand the positioning of their homes and what potential buyers are thinking about it.
Woo.
What?
Take a deep breath.
Why you say that?
Because I don't think you were breathing for the last 15 minutes.
I
But
just have a question for you guys.
yeah.
Go
If
ahead.
they want to see you guys online, how do they do that?
So they would go to YouTube or Facebook, as a matter of fact, and you punch in at Your Team Pros. And on Facebook, it's at Your Team Pros. At YouTube, it's on at Your Team Pros. And then you just go to the live section. I think the feed will be right there on Facebook. And you just click live on the Facebook, and it's right there. So you can see us
Excellent.
live. And actually, one of the things that I was working on today was kind of exciting. I don't know if I should break this news yet. We're working on it, so we've got a little ways to go. We're putting the infrastructure in place, but maybe pretty soon we'll actually have it live on our own website, and you'll be able to leave comments right there in real time that we can answer right there in real time. That will be in the feed. So, I think that's pretty cool. But we're sort of working towards that, and we'll see how it works out.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start, because we do run we do run ads and on Facebook, but I think I'm going to, because we also, with this book, it's a physical book.
Ads for what? Sorry.
That's what I was, let me finish. We run ads for our listings, of course, so people can see what we have. But on top of this physical book, we also do this book in a flip book, electronic. So you can get it emailed to you or whatever the case, and you can just flip through it on your computer, your phone, however you want. I think it's a good idea to start putting these on so people can actually see the brochure online like that as well. But we're working on a few extra things like that, trying to... so we have this one, which is 1555 Kingston Road, Unit 114. It's a two-bedroom townhouse. Then we have a two-bedroom condo, 219 Main Street North, Unit 301 in Uxbridge. And I have to honestly tell you, you need to go check this one out. The other one as well. But I find not a lot of things come up in Uxbridge. People just love working there. Living there. I don't see where the website is for this one.
The website would be the
have to
address
double check
anyways.
because sometimes-
www.219main-301. So
They did
that's
it the same way.
www.219main, MAIN-301.com. And what's special about, one of the things that are special about this condominium is its location, its proximity to beautiful walks.
It's
and
tucked back
absolutely-
in
Yeah.
Like honestly, when you look through, this is what I thought of. When you look through, or you're on the balcony of this condo, and you're looking out, it honestly reminds me of the drive. The fall when you're driving on a Don Valley, and it's just all trees, and they're all changing colors, and it's just like an explosion of color out there. That's what this condo is. It's so serene. It's absolutely beautiful. And the other thing that I thought was really odd was when I was up there, they were still, they were cleaning it and doing whatever. And the owner had his truck left open, the hood up on his SUV. And I'm like, you got and he's got tools in there. He's got everything in there, right? And I'm like, you left your trunk wide open, right? Your hatch. And he's like, yeah, nobody's going to touch anything. And then they looked at me and I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, it's Uxbridge. Uxbridge is like extremely safe to live in. So that was another thing that really struck me there. I was quite shocked about that because you cannot leave your vehicle unlocked, let alone the hatch wide open on it, and you're inside. You don't even see what's going on with your truck unless you go out on the balcony or back down. And they were like, oh, no, it's fine. We do it all the time. Nobody's going to touch anything. I'm like, wow, what a sense of security, though, to raise your family or whatever. I mean, it's an absolutely amazing place. And this is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, renovated kitchen, new floors, freshly painted. It's really great starter condo, and that is 219 Main Street North in Uxbridge, Unit 301. Sorry, it's my dyslexia. I switch things around. Sorry about that.
Backwards.
I know, especially numbers is really bad. Reading, I usually take words out and add words that aren't there.
Yeah,
but
you do that when
numbers
you're talking
is
to
a real challenge for me. Like if I'm on the phone and I'm taking an appointment and they're trying to give me the time, I got to ask 3-4 times because they'll tell me it, but I write it down backwards. It's horrible. It's not fun. So I mess up a lot of things like that if I don't, double, triple ask before I hang up the phone. We do have a few emails. So we have Tim, which is when we first got on air, and I'm sorry. Yeah. Jackie, go home and get some sleep. Hey to Randy. I wish I could go home and sleep, but I have insomnia, so I don't sleep well. Alexis says, hey, did Randy have his procedure yet? No, he is going in on Thursday this week to get it done. So, yeah.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Beth says, okay, why can't a vampire go to a barbecue? You're not going to get this one.
No?
No, come on.
Does it have anything to do
Why can't a vampire go to a barbecue?
It's a bloody mess? No.
It
What
could
is
be a bloody mess with vampires, yeah.
Could be.
You want to know what it is?
No.
They're afraid of steaks. Steaks?
Oh, yes.
I thought
Okay.
that was funny.
That's cute.
Yep. Brian says, are these books available to the public? Well, these are
Yes.
these are specifically done up and printed for the listings we have.
Go
And
to www. You can give them both.
1555 Kingston, KINGSTON dash 114. The other one is 219 Main Street. Do they have anything else on? I got to double
Main
check.
Street -301.
Is it? Just you
dot
sure?
com. And so you go to those websites and you will get all the information that's in the booklet and more, because the website allows for some digital assets, which the booklets don't. They allow for the video, they allow for the digital twin and things of that nature. So you will see a lot more there. You'll have area information. You'll have a lot more photos. That's photos that don't make it into the book are there. And so, yeah, so that would be the easiest
Now,
way
we
to
also
get
have
that
other
info.
books as well that we will make available once Randy finishes the new website we're doing, which are like how to sell your home for top dollar, how to prepare. These homes, though, one thing I'm not sure, Randy, if you mentioned, discounted rate on your mortgage through us as well.
Yeah, I didn't.
You buy through us and you get
You
a
buy that house,
Yeah.
and you get your mortgage cheaper.
yeah. So and you can that's right on the front
But
page.
but
and-
there's two other products
Yeah.
too. Then since you're going down that road, I
Well-
had thought about saying it, but you said, "Oh, I spoke too long," basically when you said, "Oh, 15 minutes, take a breath." But
I'm going to say that to you no matter how long you are.
Yeah. So there's an all-in-one mortgage product as well, where if there's something you don't like about the house, like let's just say you have your own personal taste and you want the kitchen to be a completely different design, and that's what you want, then we can. Then you can get an all-in-one mortgage to do the renovation to get your dream kitchen and not have two mortgages or a private or a second or any of that stuff. It's just all combined into one. And so that's one product. The other product is if God forbid anything were to happen and you lose your job or something of that nature, and being able to carry the mortgage to give your family security at the home becomes in jeopardy. With that mortgage, you will be protected while you're looking for your new job. There's a number of different things depending on the circumstances at that time that they can reduce the payments, stretch the amortization, or do something to help you remain in your home until such time that you were to catch your new job. They give you 6 months, whatever it is, a year, or if you were to fall sick or any of these kind of things. So that's a safe product. So we have, those three products attached to this home, as well as a few other things that we do for them, as I had mentioned earlier, that make buying the home just a much better deal than buying the competition, quite frankly, because you're getting a lower interest rate, you're getting flexibility to be able to do one mortgage and create your dream home. You're getting the security of if something were to happen to your job, that you wouldn't necessarily lose the home. There's some flexibility there, and if anything were to happen to the appliances during the warranty period of time, which you could extend, it's covered up to $15,000 worth of damages. So these are all features that are built in to these homes if you were to consider buying them.
Also, there is an open house on 1555 Kingston Road, Unit 114 on Saturday, November the 1st from 2 to 4. So if anybody's going to be in the area, pop in and check us out. The last house we did, 46 Reese, we didn't even get to do the open house because we sold it way before the open house time.
That does happen. It's very rare for it to happen in this particular market. But we did have some very serious discussions with the buyer's agent and had to, it was really close that we were going to extend it and not work with them, but they had a change of heart and moved in the direction of making a deal and paying the price that the house was valued, and the house got sold fairly quickly.
I think that we were in negotiations back and forth for over 24 hours on that. Actual 24 hours.
Yeah.
Before we finally nailed down, but sometimes you gotta
3 days.
You gotta play hardball, and
it's not hardball. It's just being
I call
honest.
it hardball.
We know exactly. We know the market. There's no There's no if, ands, or buts about that. We've done a lot of homework. We've had many discussions with our homeowners so that they really understand the marketplace. And if they have positioned themselves in such a way that there is not a lot of negotiations needed, then because they've positioned it properly, then it becomes easier. And one of the philosophies is if it is positioned in such a way that that it is a good it's good value. Not every buyer understands value. They, some buyers just want, a huge discount, and that's okay for them, but they're not going to get the house. So they can move on to the next property to try that style, but it won't always happen. But once we have good value, we know that we will attract the right buyer for the home. So, yeah.
Okay, can I finish now? Because it was a play on words I was doing. Hardball, the Blue Jays, that's what I was going to bring in because somebody emailed us about it. 18 innings, holy, over 6 hours of playing, and they darn well lost.
Well, I'm glad I interrupted you because you were just going to go off on a tangent about the Blue Jays when we were talking about business. So I'm kind of glad that I interrupted you.
I wonder how everybody else feels about that.
Who's everybody else?
People listening. Anyways, Cindy says we should advertise like this, and actually, it's a cute idea if you have homes for sale during different holidays. This one's a pumpkin, and it's carved house for sale. I don't know, be cute. Like if it was Easter, you put an Easter bunny house. I don't know. It's a gimmick.
Yeah, you could. Thanksgiving, you put a apple pie out there or a pumpkin pie.
Okay, you know what? Anyways, you just honestly, why? Why are you here? At least he
will
laughs
love
at
you.
himself.
Squirrels, raccoons
Hey.
will just love you to death.
Here's a question for you.
House for sale, carved in the pumpkin pie. Get up in the morning, all you got's the tray left. Actually, that would be helping to support wildlife.
Hey, do you know that they actually say don't throw your pumpkins in the garbage, take them to an open field and just chuck them because the animal, like cut them in half or whatever and put them in the field because then animals can eat them.
And
Instead
could
of
you
them
get
just
charged
going
with
in-
littering or?
I don't know if that would be littering.
Sure it would.
I
You're
mean,
throwing your
you're
stuff in
feeding
the field.
you're throwing a pumpkin which can be completely devoured by wildlife.
Could be, or could be stepped on by
Then
the next
it will
person who walks
then
by.
it will decompose in the soil.
Yes, but so will your crap, and,
And
we
you're
don't
in
throw that
the
in
field.
the
So
field.
just stop.
Just saying. I'm in one of those moods.
Gosh. Evan says condo or house, which is the better deal right now in the TO?
Dude, condo or house. So first of all, to be honest, it doesn't work like that if you're buying. But to answer your question point blank is that condo sellers are basically 1 in 12. 1 in 12 condos are selling. But houses are basically depending on the neighborhoods, right? So different neighborhoods are different things. But on average, condos are about 1 in 12. Homes are about 1 in 5, getting close to 1 in 6 now. So you can decide which one's a better value, but because condominiums are like 1 in 12 they're selling, they have to be a lot more aggressive on their pricing and give better value in order to be the one that sells. Otherwise, they're not going to sell. And same thing with houses, but it's not as competitive there. So, the ability to negotiate with a receptive seller is easier with a condominium. However, now that I've got that answer out of the way, what I would say, and what was his name? What I would say,
Evan.
is that deciding on buying is not about which one is a better value.
It's better for you.
That it plays a very, very minor role when you're talking about crossing over from a condo to a home. They're just so different, require very different personalities, as a matter of fact. You know, a home is a fair amount of maintenance. You can't let a home just go like that. You know, if there's trees around the home because you're in a beautiful, mature neighborhood, your eavesdrops are taking a beating. So they got to be cleaned out. You know, you've got the furnace that you have to change the filter on. You've got maintenance issues that you have to do with a home. And if you don't, your home is going to not survive. You're not maintaining it. Whereas with a condo, it's pretty much maintenance free, right? You walk in there, you're paying a maintenance fee, but you know, you don't have to shovel the driveway. You don't have to clean snow
fix the
off of your
plumbing.
car. You don't have to mow the lawn. You don't have to, you know, get the weeds out of the garden. You don't have to clean the eavesdrops, change the furnace. There's just so many things that you don't have to worry about with a condo. You just get up, go down to or up to whatever floor has all the amenities on it, and then you can go bowling or lift weights or play billiards or swim or sauna. You can do all those things. Whereas with a home, you got to have a gym membership if you were going to do that. That means you have to leave your house, go out into the cold, possibly.
Some
get
people
down
like to
there.
go out.
And no, and there's nothing wrong with that. And that's why I say it's different personalities. So what you really want to do is you want to, Evan, you want to look at quality of life. Which one gives you the quality of life that you are looking for? And that is, invaluable. And then right now, if you were one of the flaws in not doing that and only looking at value, condo values are better per square foot than houses. However, the downfall is that condo pricing is falling hard. So if you were to buy today, how much longer are condo prices going to fall? So that when you're ready to sell, let's say you want to sell and upgrade in 5 years, because condos are typically smaller, don't have much room for expansion. You can't finish the bedroom basement in order to have maybe your teenager go downstairs or anything like that. You can't. Whatever your room is, that's your room. And if you have extra children, then you have to move. And condo prices right now, because there's an over inventory of condominiums, their prices are dropping like you wouldn't believe. Does it even value? Is there any equity left in the condo when you're ready to move on? So right now, I would say that even though condo values may be good, my concern for you with that is, what is your time perspective? How long are you looking to stay where you are? If it's short term, I would probably suggest that you may want to put your buying dreams on hold if you're looking short term, until you can get yourself into a position to look with a longer term perspective, which is the way that real estate was meant to be. One of the biggest problems with 25 years old and down, and even 30-year-olds, is that they, actually, I wouldn't say that. So right now, if we're saying from 1996 to, so that's what, 31 years? Is that from 96 till today? Mike, are you good at math? 96 till today.
That's 29, isn't it?
It would be 31 or 31 years.
No, because it's only
No,
2025.
29 years. You're right.
Yeah, it's
I think it's 29 years. So pretty much
Whoa.
30 years. So people
I'm
who
not
are
good at math
30
either.
years old and less are coming from an experience where real estate has done nothing but climbed almost exponentially. That is so unusual. That is not at all representative of the real estate market, but it's all they know. They don't know anything else. They think that this is the way that real estate works, and we're just going through a tough period. But it's not how real estate works. See, real estate moves up and down and up and down depending on the economic environments, depending on sort of government policies, depending on the Bank of Canada policies, depending on the strength of our economy, and typically speaking, prices of homes are usually a little bit flat with a little bit of upward momentum, but the interest rates fluctuate up and down, causing the carrying costs of the homes to fluctuate quite a bit. Where at times it's not even worth buying a home because the interest rates are so high. It makes your monthly costs so high. And so real estate has always had this kind of environment that it's had to deal with. But since 96, actually, you could almost go back to 95, 96 onwards, we have been on an upward trajectory. And so people who have been around, so let's say, that's like 30 years. But when you're 0 to 20, you're not really thinking about real estate. So that means that people who are 50 years old, they had from 0 to 20 where they weren't really thinking about homes, so they don't really know what the environment was prior to when they were 20 years old, when they started to have their eye on possibly purchasing a home and finding that dream wife or husband or partner, and then
Or being alone.
so they were 30 years in that journey, but 20 years not looking at that journey. So that means that people who are like 50 years old today could also have this wrong perception of the real estate market or the real estate cycle or real estate investing. And so it's really important for all yous out there that real estate is a long-term investment. It is something that you purchase today and you plan to live there for quite some time, 10-year minimum, and hopefully longer. And that is how real estate was meant to be done. So, as a matter of fact, more commonly, let's say if an aggression, now some people are saying, well, you know what, it's too expensive. And, I'm not going to disagree that it's expensive. However, it is what it is. Everything is expensive. Cars are expensive. I think food's expensive. Clothing's expensive. Don't buy any of that stuff now anymore. Well, maybe maybe food, but clothing.
I hope you're buying food.
Well,
what are you surviving off? Air?
No, I don't really buy food. You buy the food and bring it home and cook it. I don't get involved in that. But anyways, all these things are expensive. But when it comes to real estate, the real value in real estate is the retirement. Right? Because that's a 25-year window, typically speaking. Now it's kind of moved to a 30-year window, but it's let's call it a 30-year window, whereby you start with, say, $1 million worth of debt, and then you end up with a house with no debt. And so you have, if the market, which typically in 25 years, it increases. Let's say it increased 50%, typically more, but it would be like pretty much double in 25 years. So let's say, it's worth $2 million and you owe nothing on it. Well, forget about its value for now. The real value, or one of the real values, is the fact that you no longer have a mortgage to pay, while all the people who rented, they have to pay the rent. And the rent typically goes up a lot over all periods of time, just like bread, milk, chips. If you guys remember, we used to have a lot of discussions about the cost of a bag of chips. When my wife was a kid, it was a penny.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, it was a dime.
Yeah. Okay.
And then,
yeah.
then it moved to a quarter. When my kids were a kid, there was $1, and now it's like two something, almost $3 now for a bag of chips. So
And they're half full of air.
and it's not air. It's actually not air.
It's called protecting the chips from breaking up.
I can remember a bag of chips and a pop was less than 25 cents.
Really?
There you
Yes.
go.
And obviously, I was fairly young at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember the bags were slightly smaller.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
the can was, I think, 255 milliliters.
Mm.
I think they're 310 or 300 now. So they're slightly smaller,
Mm.
but a lot cheaper.
I remember if you had 25 cents, we would go to the store.
5 cents.
25 cents.
For me, it was 5 cents.
I'm not even going to talk about chips. And you know the really small little brown bags you used to get
you
for
could fill
candy?
that with candy.
You could fill that bag full with 25 cents because they'd be like 10 for $1.
Yeah.
And I don't know if any newfies out there are listening and you remember what was called barrels. And they were shaped like a barrel, like the one that they show you going over Niagara Falls. And they were pretty big chunks of hard candy, and they were flavored different flavors, and those last all day. And I remember you have a bag full of those for 25 cents.
Yeah, if we were given a nickel on the way to school, we were rich. We would stop off at that store, grab a bag of candy. Sometimes they're like the jawbreakers. They had the
Oh,
little ones and
yes.
the big ones. They would turn all kinds of colors as you suck on them. This is half a day of that.
Yeah, I remember
nickel
the little
would be
ones.
half a day of pure sugar. It was
Yeah.
just incredible. Now
And
that-
then the teachers wonder why all the kids were going crazy in school.
going absolute nuts. It turned out that you didn't really have to pay attention in school unless you wanted to become something good. But if you wanted to be a realtor, you didn't have to pay attention. Okay, so the prices fluctuate just like a bag of chips, bag of milk, all that. The rental prices all fluctuated. For example, I remember when I got my first unit to rent with my boys, it was $900 a month. We were in
Three-bedroom.
at Kennedy and Eglinton.
Wasn't it called Rainbow?
And Rainbow Village. And we were up, I can't remember what floor it was, but we were up there and we had a 3-bedroom. It was $900 a month. We were paying basically $300 a month. That same unit today would be really close to $3,000 a month. That's rental. And so, what do we get?
Probably more.
What do we get for that now, or 25 years later? We don't get anything for it. Nothing. It's a tenfold increase, and we get nothing. We would leave from there empty-handed, and we'd have to pay market rent wherever we're going. But as a owner, you no longer have that burden. You only have your taxes and insurance, which is substantially lower, and you own that asset free and clear, that if you were to sell, you'd get a $2 million, or let's call it a $1.9 million check after you've paid all your bills from it, or let's $1.8 million check to go out and do what you need to do. So that was the real value, or is the real value of purchasing, even though it may be hard to get into, or it may seem like extremely expensive, but so is renting. It is. I wouldn't say equally expensive. It is cheaper, but it's the cheaper way to go. It leads only to a dead end. Whereas with ownership, it has some benefits later on in life, which are benefits of not having to pay mortgage, or what you can call, if you call mortgage, rent. Whereas rent, you're paying the rent, or you can cash it in and take that money, which you cannot cash in on a rental. And so that's really the things that you were to look at. And what was his name again? Do you remember? I remember it, but it's on the tip of my tongue. Just give me the first initial, letter.
Sorry, Evan. Oh, we're
Evan.
still on
That's
Evan?
not the first letter. But anyways,
We are still on Evan.
No, I was
Okay.
answering.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I answered it in a couple.
Gwen,
different-
a couple.
Well, I wanted to also give some story, some context. It's not just for
Okay,
him;
I'm
it's
getting
for
really
everyone.
hot in here now. Gwen, are you Blue Jays fans? Obviously, Randy's not because he wouldn't even let me talk about them. But yes,
No,
but we
that's
don't
not
really.
true.
He doesn't watch TV.
Right.
He doesn't
That would
watch
be true.
anything. All he does
That's
is work.
true.
Boring.
There you go. And right
Boring.
now is such an exciting time for
He just
us.
works.
For us to right now, the market is very slow, giving us more time to implement better systems for our clients. The market's very challenging. Most realtors are having problems moving their inventory, whereas we're moving our inventory. So obviously, some of these extra marketing efforts and that are paying off, and so it's a very exciting time because when the market was moving really quick, every realtor seemed like they were great, but really it was the marketplace, and it was really hard to tell, one realtor from another. But now, because the market is a lot slower, the differences are a lot more obvious.
You have to spend more money as a realtor to help your clients do better in the market. You just have to.
You have to spend more, and you have to position yourself
Yes.
better. You have to
Yeah.
position the house better. You have to have more education.
You can't just do a video and do some pictures and then go away and not do anything. You
A
just
lot
can't.
of them don't even do that.
I know.
But I would say that every realtor has a great heart. They want to
Yes,
service the
of course.
best they can. However, having great intentions is part of the challenge. The real estate has so many more challenges than that. And today, with only 1 in 5 homes selling and 1 in 12 condos selling, that exposure, the way in which you expose that home and present that home, place the value on that home, educate the client, those actions are almost invaluable today.
Okay. Joanne wants to know what's the basic interest rate in the GTA right now?
Well, we have
These houses here,
Yeah, so we have
we are
3
offering 3.89.
3.89
5-year
right now,
fixed.
is a special rate that you can get on these houses
5-year fixed.
with
yeah.
a 5-year fix. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty incredible rate for the times. Now I know we were used to. So here's what's happening. I'm using every situation to be able to tell a story. Here's what's happening.
Okay, you got a lot of emails, questions. Just let you know.
So the marketplace next year marks the 5-year term that's up for the people who purchased in 2021. And in 2021, that was basically the height of the real estate market. There were 127,000 transactions compared to now we're only seeing, we're going to be seeing 60-something thousand. So half. We're going to see half the transactions now versus then 5 years ago. And remember, at 60-something thousand, the last time that we've seen that the transactions that low would have been in like 2000. And in 2000, the population was half of what it is now. And so we've got the same amount of transactions what they did with half the population. So things are rough. And so things are rough. But what's happening is 5 years ago, they were experiencing interest rates of like 1.75, 1.9, 2.1. And so those were kind of their rates back then. And now they're going to come out of it. I don't know what percentage of them are going to get a rate below 4%, but possibly 3.7, 3.69 if they get. It depends on which banks that they're going with, and that if they, you want to contact us, we'll put you onto the channels where you can get some special rates. However, they're looking at their mortgage climbing from the $3,500 to over $5,000 a month, and it's going to be really kind of unaffordable, especially with the rise in price of everything else. So how can they gas be higher, food be higher, clothing be higher, and their mortgage takes a jump from $3,500 to $5,000. A lot of people are going to be in a position where they're losing their homes, or they're going to need to not renew their mortgage and sell their home. But one of the problems is the price of the home has also declined. And so it's going to be a really crazy time next year. So keep your eye open for that.
Okay. Matt says, where do ghosts send letters?
Boo.
No, come on.
Um,
You're not very good with riddles tonight.
no, go ahead. What is it?
At the ghost office. Is it a post? Ghost? Come on. That was cute, Mark. I like that. Matt. Sorry, I called him Matt. Sorry,
Actually,
Matt.
that might have been funnier. You calling him Mark instead of Matt.
Monica says, good luck to Randy with his procedure. Also have a good Halloween. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ralph says, hey, is Randy on amphetamines tonight? Lots of talking. Randy's pretty good at talking.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, my God. Steve says, hey, do you do a Remember When show? Okay, sorry. Now, that is an interesting topic. It may be.
Remember when?
Yeah, and people could email in their Remember When.
Yeah, you remember when I had a six-pack?
No, I don't. Sorry about that. Tammy says, Jackie, get some sleep. Randy, good luck on your procedure. Have a good Halloween. You also, Tammy. And we got one more. Justin wants to know, or is it Justin or sorry? Yeah, Justin wants to know.
Hold on. Just so we know, is that Justin Bieber?
No.
Okay.
Hello, real estate show. What is a discount broker? And you only got 2 minutes.
No, I got 4.
No, you don't. You have to be off before that.
According to that time, I do.
We can't go
A
that
discount
long.
broker is a broker that charges you less fees than the traditional broker. The main difference is, of course, there's only so many pennies in a dollar, and so it's impossible to have 105 pennies in a $1. So if they're charging less, they have to do less. It's really is that simple, because with all the money that you spend to market a home, you would have to not market the home so that you had a profit, right? With traditional realtors, you market the home and you have some money to be able to provide for your family. Once you get into discounting those fees, you do not, now you kind of have to choose between feeding your family or marketing that home to its fullest. What I've seen happening within the industry more often than not is, at a time like this, when transactions are half of what they were 5 years ago, is we see a number of realtors cutting back in their services because 1 in 5 listings are selling, transactions are in half, so your costs have increased. Because remember, all the homes were
And
selling
some of them
before.
you're not selling, so
Yeah.
you're just out that money.
All the homes were selling before, so and you were making money. But now, like Jackie said, 4 of them you've lost your money on, and 1 you're getting the money on. So we see that they're more cutting back services for the sellers traditionally. Yeah, so the discount broker is just that, offering to charge less, and often at the expense of exposure to
Yes.
the client.
Because often enough you lose more than your 1.5%
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. But you know what? It looks
Yes.
good in the beginning, right?
Well,
it's attractive when you start out, but when you come to the end, and I'm going to say it again, and we're out of time, but I'm going to say you don't know what you don't know.
Well, the thing is
That's my
that-
good phrase.
Yeah, the thing is, it's okay. You have to do less. Like somewhere there has to be the profit, so the profit will just be in the commission. So there's not a lot to be able to do. The thing is that. If that's right for you, because you don't believe that the full service, well, actually, the discount brokers actually say that they're full service. So it's interesting. So you have to decipher what
They
full
are
service.
full service to the discount broker.
yeah, full service to the discount broker.
Anyways, we're out of time. Happy Halloween to all the kids out there. Hope everybody will be safe and get lots of yummy treats, and there'll be no crazy people out.
This has been your home, your money, and our lives on realityradio101.com. Bye for now.
Ciao.
Thank you for listening to Your Home, Your Money with your hosts, Randy and Jackie Rodney, right here on Reality Radio 101.